So, Florida, the Florida House voted 67-50, and I believe that the Senate has passed, and I believe my understanding is that Rick Scott will sign, I believe. But lawmakers have approved a bill that would impose a 3-day waiting period for most purchases of long guns. They will raise the minimum age for purchasing these weapons to 21. That's the drinking age, right? So, can't get a beer, can buy a weapon that will tear people to shreds.
Can get drafted into the military.
That's true. Also a problem. Legislation also includes millions of dollars to improve school security, train and arm school employees. Apparently, if you are a non-exclusive, you do not exclusively teach in the classroom. In other words, if you're someone who maybe you teach a class, but you're also the gym teacher or custodial services, or perhaps if you're a part of the administration, you are eligible, and each school district can do this voluntarily, to become a school marshal. You'd have to pass 132 hours of law enforcement training, a background check, and additional diversity training, and they would arm you. In addition to the waiting period and increase in minimum wage, the bill would also ban the possession or sale of bump stocks, which is that sort of third-party after-market thing that effectively turns your semi-automatic into a quasi-automatic, or effectively an automatic. Here is Florida State Rep Elizabeth Porter saying that listening to these high school students who have just gone through this trauma is silly, because they don't know what they're talking about. And if they did, they'd be lawmakers.
We've been told that we need to listen to the children. I do what the children ask. Are there any children on this floor? Are there any children making laws? Do we allow the children to tell us that we should pass a law that says no homework, or you finish high school at the age of 12 just because they want it so? No. The adults make the laws because we have the age, we have the wisdom, and we have the experience.
We has the wisdom.
We has the wisdom.
Ken has wisdom.
Can eyes graduate early?
Wow.
That's the most amazing. We talked about.
Wait. I want people to absorb this for a moment. She is making the a student the notion of a student saying we want to outlaw homework, the equivalent of we should put tighter controls on military style weapons that have already shown to be problematic in terms of killing students. It's the same thing in her mind. Like, she is an adult who is thoughtful enough to run for being a lawmaker and making it into a lawmaker. Does she not have the mental capacity to be able to say that just because it comes from a child who's not eligible to be a lawmaker doesn't automatically mean it makes no sense?
Listen, you little brat, you're going to need to mature a little bit, all right?
Let me ask you this. If this woman was walking down the street and a 17-year-old said, hey, lady, there's a bus headed towards you. Get out of the street. Would you go, look, you're just a student. I'm a lawmaker. I'm not going to listen to what you say.
Oh, man, Matt, where's the bus crashing sound effect? That's
somebody told me that they drive while they listen to this show, so like the car tire screeching really like trips them out. So I'm not going to use those anymore.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's
really. Well, what about a trigger?
But honestly,
what about a trigger warning? Yeah, I know.
Just
excuse me, ma'am. There's a car coming. You don't understand life.
Yes.
Boom.
Your experiences are completely irrelevant.
I get it. You don't want to do homework. Oh, that bus
exactly.
just hit me.
Meanwhile, this is also, not only is this person saying, hey, there's a bus coming at you, this is a person who's actually been in a crosswalk and was grazed by a bus at one point.
And saw their friends get run over by a bus. I think though, we talked about this last week, like there has to be some sense among all of these people that, like, you know what, we should just leave these kids alone, even if we oppose all of their agenda. It's not a good look to make up conspiracies about these kids or condescend to them or insult them. And it's like almost like they sort of all tone it down, like, you know what, you're right. This is a blip in the radar. Doesn't matter. Let's just ignore it. And then they see, like, some of these kids tweet out, like, I want us to be safe in school. And they're like, these little son of a bitch. It's like they're like Chris Farley characters. They're just like, God damn it. I was going to leave a little bastard alone, but they mentioned their friend's face getting blown off in front of him again. And I don't even want to do homework. God damn it. They're crisis actors. I can't take it.
That's right.
They can't help it.
She's an hour and a half away from like basically just going on to InfoWars.
Right. It's like everybody's on the same page. We just ignore. The only thing we have to say about them is that we hope that they heal and recover, and we wish and we say, good for you for speaking out. That's it. Okay, you're right. Yep,
I mean, this is an example of social media.
Seize Parkland
of how things have changed because of social media. I mean, and nobody appreciates the downsides of social media more than me, having a 12-year-old daughter. But this is one of the upsides, is that it does have the ability to democratize these type of situations.